The only thing standing between you and your dream body is pain. You have to accept that you will need to train hard and suffer repeatedly.
So I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey.
Hello, my beautiful crew members, newcomers, but most importantly, my beloved OGs, and welcome to another rambling session. As always, I'm your host Lucy, aka Lucifer, and I'm a former obese girl turned bodybuilder. In today's video, I want to yap a bit about another thing women neglect when it comes to their gym progression. Before we get into it though, I want to urge you to hit the subscribe button, get on board and join our crew. We can always need another strong and capable member such as yourself, and you will be in excellent company. You won't regret it. Now, without any further ado, let me tell you all about how women really need to get a grip on what training at sufficient intensity actually means. Previously, we spoke about how women tend to have certain misconceptions about how their bodies work, how to eat, how not to eat, how long it actually takes to grow a big behind, and generally what it's like to grow muscle as the debuffed gender. What we didn't talk too much about is the actual effort it takes to force your muscles to produce any noticeable form of growth. Let's say you already know the basics. You likely have to eat in a little bit of a surplus, get enough protein in, and hit the gym regularly. But you're somehow still not seeing results, or the results that you're seeing are progressing really slowly. I'm not talking regular slowness, because obviously building muscle is a very slow process, but even after months you're barely seeing any gains really. You may know or have seen girls like this yourself. They regularly lift weights, they are very on point with their diet, they always hit their protein goal, and yet somehow they are still just the same skinny fat that they were when they started their journey. They are just out there maintaining their mid physique with excellent nutrients, which is fine if your goal is just to be healthy and not to be particularly strong or muscular or have your body shaped in any particular way, then fair enough. But I don't think you would be here if you were satisfied with mediocrity. This is our crew after all, and we don't do that here. But yeah, many girls be spending hours at the gym every week with no results to speak of. But why is that? The reason that is the case is because likely they are not putting nearly enough effort into their training. In fact, most people don't. I go to the gym a lot myself, and I see this every single day with my own two eyes. People show up to do their program training and they think just because they did 3 sets of 12 on the leg extension machine that they are owed growth. Now you absolutely can grow your quads from 3 sets of 12 on the leg extension machine, but only and only if those sets are taken close enough to failure, or ideally to failure. From what I see in commercial gyms more often than not, is that people take their sets nowhere near anywhere to the point that it creates enough stress on the muscle to produce any reason for them to grow. Men do this as well, but it seems to be much more of an issue with the girlies. This half-assed meandering through their workouts, if you can even call it that, and it is quite irritating to behold. You know when you see someone at the gym giving it 120% and they're tearing shit up and they're like, hell yeah, that is so motivating, and then you get to take that energy into your next set. Amazing, right? It's like a buff. This, what I'm talking about now, is the exact opposite. It's like demotivating. I'll be out here trying to conquer the terror of taking a hack squat set to failure, while right in front of me, Karen is on her phone texting her friend while doing one set of 100 reps with the minimum weight on the machine, and I'm just thinking to myself, why are you disrespecting the gym like that? Obviously, that's a me issue, and I know that. I'm always happy to see people turn up at the gym And generally speaking, any workout is better than the workout that didn't happen, and the gym is everyone's space. If you want to come to the gym to build a fort out of yoga mats and tell horror stories in it, then more power to you, as long as you leave some yoga mats for other people as well. And yeah, actually might come listen, I do like horror stories. But back on topic. Women are the most guilty of leaving a lot in the tank with their workouts, when in fact they are the demographic that needs to work the hardest to try and get any results. As you probably know by now, it is much harder for women to build muscle than it is for men. And even for men, it ain't that easy. To understand why it is so important to train close to failure or to failure, and why likely you won't make much progress if you don't, you have to understand how muscles actually grow. Muscle tissue grows through two main things: mechanical tension and metabolic stress. Mechanical tension is the actual load or stress that you're putting your muscle under. If you're choosing a weight that you can easily move for more than 12 to 15 reps, you're not putting your muscle under much load or stress. It is super important to get close to failure and to at least take some of your sets to actual failure. Failure being the inability to complete another rep. I don't mean you stop when it starts to hurt, but when you physically cannot complete another repetition of the movement. That is exactly where muscle growth is. And then you apply progressive overload to this. So you will do the exact same movements every week, and then you might be able to do a few more reps. And as you get up in reps, you can then up the weight and so on. And that way, you will get stronger, but you will also obviously grow your muscles. And there are more ways to increase the stress on the muscle on any of your exercises. As you may have guessed, you can't just infinitely increase the weight. You will sooner or later bang your head into a wall. That's when you can do things like paused reps or drop sets, maybe reduce the rest time in between sets. You could also shuffle around the order of your exercises. Ultimately, there are many ways to create a strategy to break through plateaus, but that is also going to depend on whether your primary goal is strength or size. But I'm not a professional coach and I don't want to trail off too much into detail here. What is relevant though is that progressive overload is unisex. There is no difference between men and women. This is how you grow your muscles and get stronger. Now to metabolic stress. Metabolic stress is something you can actually feel during your workout. Lactic acid burn is a good indicator of this. This is what makes your muscles swell up when they're being pumped full of more water and nutrients during intensive use. That is why it is called a pump. The pump is an amazing feeling, by the way. If you've never experienced it, strap in. That is a high only the gym can give you. Lactic acid burn can be more or less painful in different body parts, but I think we can all agree that it is the absolute worst in the quads. They are called the pain muscle for a reason. Now, for many of us girls, our legs and also our quads are one of the main reasons we go to the gym. Those are the muscles we want to grow the most. And let me tell you, by half-assing your leg days and stopping your sets at the faintest sign of discomfort, you are never going to make any progress. The only thing standing between you and your dream body is pain. You have to accept that you will need to train hard and suffer repeatedly. You have to embrace the pain, master it, own it, fall in love with it. There is this strange beauty in pushing yourself past your limits, and this is something you have to do if you really want to progress. This is also really where the gym shines in terms of mental health benefits. It forces you to go through this weird, empowering cycle. Let me know if you've experienced this before. You load up the hack squat machine, almost scared of what's to come because you know it's going to hurt. You dread it. You doubt yourself. But all you know is you really want that dream body. You want to be the person that is strong. You want to be the person that can do hard things. You want to be better. And you want that more than the self-doubt and the fear that you're feeling right now. So you unrack the machine and you start your set. Rep after rep after rep. It starts to hurt. Eventually, you feel like you can't take it anymore, but the weight is still moving, so you keep going. And then you pause before taking a deep breath and doing that one last slow, agonizing rep. Whether or not you did more or less reps the previous week almost doesn't matter. You have just proven to yourself that you're stronger than your doubt, your fear, or your pain. You just proved to yourself that you can do hard things, that you can suffer. It is so empowering and, well, fun. It's a unique way of feeling achieved that I have never encountered anywhere else except in the gym. Gym newbies and, weirdly enough, sometimes some fat acceptance people like to make fun of folks who breathe heavy or make noise during their sets, when in fact it's borderline impossible to train in the way you need to if you really want to grow your muscles. Think about it. Have you ever seen anyone with a truly amazing physique train lightweight, high reps without significantly exerting themselves? Yeah, didn't think so. The gym is a place where you get out exactly what you put in. So let me ask you right now, why are you not giving it 100%? Are your physique goals not worth 100%? A great ass is not built by doing bodyweight lunges. Go load up a bar and start squatting and using the glute drive. Heavy. Women also seem to have a gross misunderstanding of how their dreams physiques have been achieved. A lot of women would like to look how bikini pros look in the off-season. These girls train just as hard as us physique girls. They train just as hard as open bodybuilders. The only difference is we eat a lot more food and we maybe have a different training split. Any muscular physique is achieved through hard training. And you won't get bulky, you won't look like a man, and you won't look like a big bodybuilder unless you also eat like one. If you want to look like this on screen now, you still have to train to failure. The difference between these two is that they have a different diet and a different training split for the most part. Well, and they probably have a different gear protocol as well, but that's not the topic for today. So whatever your physique goals are, you will have to train hard to achieve them. And the harder you train, likely the faster you'll get there. So think about that. Tom Platz said it best. You have to achieve failure.
You have to achieve failure. You have to take it that far. Nobody wants to go that far. It's too scary. But you know something? I got news for you. That's where winning is. It always has been. Nothing's changed since the 70s. Nothing. Except people train not as hard.
I think Dorian Yates once made a good comment about how women and men train that I will insert now if I find it.
Do you think women who want to get stronger, maybe just a bit more size here and there, but not overall size, do you think they should train differently? And if so, how?
Differently from men?
Yes.
I don't think so. I mean, the same muscles in the same place, the same rules apply. The muscles are not going to grow unless you overload them. It's just going to be limited by the fact that you're female and you don't produce a lot of testosterone, which makes it much more difficult to build muscle.
And with that, I would like to end today's rambling session. But what do you guys think? Have you been training at sufficient intensity and smashing your workouts, or do you feel a little bit called out? Have you been demotivated by Karens texting mid-set at your gym? Or have you caught yourself half-assing your leg workout because you can't be bothered to work on your pain tolerance? Please do let me know in the comments below. And I am still waiting for you guys to send me some crew member shout-out submissions. If you have anything, an achievement, a PR, or something funny that happened, I don't know, something to your journey that is interesting, please send it to my Instagram so we can share it with the class. If you want more content every week, please consider getting yourself a membership and become a crew member. There is more bodybuilding talk, but also additional stuff about my dating life and other shenanigans and whatnot. But yeah, join the crew. But for now, I'm gonna love you and leave you, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.